2. The survival cost problem. I am now going to explain a problem that is pertinent for most aspiring entrepreneurs. That is the survival cost problem. For the majority of us, our mental or physical capital is allocated towards working, so that we can cover our survival costs. These are the necessary costs it takes for us to survive. In order to move away from this type of work model, and to start building the companies we truly love, it makes sense for us to cut our costs to the minimum. This allows us to free up the mental capital in order to work on our craft. The catch. Sounds easy enough, right? Stop eating out at restaurants. Perhaps reduce your rent by moving home for a while. But you have to ask yourself this: are you willing to give up comfort temporarily for a greater cause? Most people constantly feel the need to cash in with short-term gratifications, but the real price is the long-term returns. Few out there are willing to wait, which is why this is the trap. To ascribe to a certain lifestyle, people will continue to spend the majority of their time working a job they don't love, leaving little to no time for them to develop their skills and engineer a different path. How to get out of the trap. Beating the survival cost problem isn't rocket science. It just requires a bit of mental discipline and focus on the end goal, which will be expanded in the next section. The fact is, it's going to be very hard for you to follow through if you don't know why it is you're giving up these short-term gratifications. This is why changing your mindset around time, work, and exponential value is so important. Most employees work by specific numbers. They are tied to either an hourly rate or a salary. They are motivated by the next paycheck, when in reality, if they were to stop working tomorrow, they would lose their source of income. Conversely, entrepreneurs try to build capital and value for long-term sustainability. They might have to put in way more hours than the average employee. But once they build systems and have profitable work models, they begin to see an exponential increase in their income. More importantly, they no longer have to put in the same amount of time and energy to generate results. Their hard work in the beginning stages begins to reward them consistently in the future. Have a definite plan and exit strategy. Create a plan that will allow you to leave the job you dislike to focus on your passion and craft. Once you reduce your survival costs, you will utilize the freed up capital to become a master of your trade. Having a plan at the back of your mind will keep your foot on the pedal towards reaching your goals and mitigating your expenses. Cut down your survival costs. Make 2 expense lists, one for necessities and another for luxuries. Aim to remove everything off the luxury list for a year. You will begin to find yourself with more cash flow, which means more flexibility and time to develop your skill sets as an entrepreneur. Identify ways you can reduce your existing survival costs. Rent and food. Move home with your parents temporarily if that's an option, or scout for locations that are lower in rent than you usually pay. Instead of ordering food in, make grocery lists and prep your food for the week. If you go to a gym, find cheaper options. Take public transportation instead of driving, as long as it doesn't take too much time. Beating the survival cost problem requires you to go against your intuition, to rewire your brain to delay the gratification of money in the short run in order to break out of the common path. Having your priorities in place is essential to keep you on the trajectory of building a company you love and generates value in the long run. 3. Visualization. Visualization is a fundamental technique I recommend using for building your company. Your vision will pivot you to keep hitting those goalposts and navigate you through the many obstacles you will encounter through the entrepreneurial journey. The most successful businesses were founded upon a vision. First, you need to become crystal clear about what your vision entails. Everyone has a dream, or something they're deeply passionate about achieving. This is most likely the thing you would be doing if money didn't matter. Think long and hard about what it is that drives you. Write it down. Have it somewhere visible. Better yet, sharing it with others might keep you subconsciously more accountable to it. Once you have a clear vision in place, now you create actionable steps that can help you achieve this. My vision pertains to expediting research on human aging. Also to own the home of my dreams overlooking the coast of California. built half glass for my biological research, and the other half dedicated to tech. How does creating tech startups lead to here? I didn't quite know how they would all relate and meet each other at first, but once I began building companies, it all started to become more clear. This is what my roadmap looks like. Build successful technology startups, enter the VC industry, and mentor others through the rough entrepreneurial journey. In the process, develop connections with the greatest minds in the world that can help facilitate a collective effort towards biological research. I believe that biological research these days is no longer purely about biology. Technology plays an equally important part in how we can mitigate certain ailments and the aging process. I can leverage my over 10 years of experience in tech and my well-built network to help make substantial strides in this industry. Increase the number of outlets. It can be overwhelming trying to imagine how you're going to get from zero to do something you absolutely love. This is why I recommend the command and conquer approach. It's helpful to break up large, overwhelming tasks into smaller tasks with a clear finish line. Many tend to get caught up in a limited frame of thinking of, I can only get there if I do this one thing. Oftentimes, this is not true. There are multiple routes you can take to get to the same destination. Once you overcome this hard-headed belief in a straight-line path, the road will become more clear and opportunities endless. I started a web hosting business, and once that took off and became self-sustainable, I was able to work on other projects: SEO, new publication websites, journalism, cloud computing, podcasting. These all can either run on their own or symbiotically work together to help our clients achieve the best results. I can utilize my tech background and interest in current events to build valuable connections and experience, which can help me build the resources I need to conduct my biotech research. My end goal is to be able to build on both of these passions simultaneously. Like in step 1, take an abstract lens and devise some options you can creatively reach your goals. Invest your energy outside of your current job to build one. Once this becomes successful, the path and discipline needed to create others like it will become more obvious and achievable. The more confidence you build in achieving these business ideas, the closer you will be towards leaving your day job to work on your passions full-time. Streamline the process. For every company you create, establish roles and job descriptions. Remember, you want to build systems that can eventually run on their own, which is why you need to be clear on the tasks you want to gradually offload to others, so you can focus on what you're truly good at. Don't be afraid to tear down and rebuild your existing work models at any given moment. You need to be always ready to adapt to changing environments, and do whatever it takes to make sure your services come unrivaled at the top. This requires you to have strong internal and streamlined infrastructure in place. This is why I recommend oscillating between building the internal infrastructure, this is hiring, training, setting up work systems, and expanding the company using your unique skill sets, networking, researching, scaling, building, at 80-20 intervals. Ensure your vision adds value to others. A vision is meant to be shared. One that is compelling enough will exponentially make your company and ideas more valuable. Steve Jobs' vision was to universalize the personal computer, and today Apple products are an indispensable part of people's lives. Elon Musk's vision was to initialize the travel to Mars for humans, and this translated into futuristic electric cars, batteries, and rockets. Undoubtedly, the top companies in the world are driven by a larger purpose. Your vision must be important and prioritized enough so that you can't get sidetracked from achieving it. Leaders like Musk could easily take on different business opportunities or projects with the resources he has. But he oscillates his time between two of his companies, Tesla and SpaceX. He is driven to fulfill his primary vision through these means, and the lack of distraction contributes to the unrivaled capability of these companies. Your vision is the steering wheel for achieving your dreams, and also the blueprint for breaking out of the 9-to-5. Have a clear idea of what it truly is you desire to accomplish, and start building business projects that will get you closer to your vision. Ensure your vision also includes or serves others in a larger sense.